Let's get down for the divisional round. That's right. I'm going through my top 7 NFL picks and predictions for the next round of the playoffs. Get locked and loaded. It's a brand new episode of the IBT podcast coming right at you.
I've been going dummy, out of bounds, putting on a clinic. Stick around, carrots in my hardware. KC, caught him in the crosshair. Look at me. Been the guy calling Mr. MVP. Keep your ass on the bench by my MPC. Earn my stripes like I fix this league. Your dog's on the turf, my dog's in the street. You can find me somewhere in between. Never a dull moment like a movie scene. About to do the ops like I did this beat. Let them keep talking RG3. Coming to you live. This is the In Between Fantasy Football Podcast.
All right, and welcome into the In Between Fantasy Football Podcast, your place for both a refreshing and feel-good take on fantasy football and NFL gambling. Got a great loaded program for you today, folks. Flying solo again on the In Between Media YouTube channel and the audio feed. Make sure you guys are checking out all the amazing content we have coming for you right now, whether that's fantasy football, already gearing up for 2026 and the season itself, or on the betting side of things, we have you covered here as well. We also have college football, NASCAR, PGA, and entertainment betting content, all to help you cash more and to enjoy the ride along the way. We're coming off a divisional round, which was a little disappointing, if I'm being honest, right? I had some props that included the Eagles to at least make it to a second round game. They did not. Had a huge upset. Had a little scare on my Buffalo Bills futures as well that were really hanging in the balance there against the Jaguars for the first part of that game. But hey, it's a new slate. It's a new week. Time to start fresh here. So I'm going to go through my favorite 4 bets. I also have 2 touchdown calls for you as well. Then I'm going to get to my PropDecks contest. We're going to update the leaderboard for the standings, what's happening over there on the PD side of things. Also update you on what my lineup's going to be this week. So if you're playing against me, you know exactly how to beat me. But folks, thank you so much for, again, hanging out with us all season long. We really, really appreciate it. Everything you can find right here is in the episode description, whether that's linked to all of our partners. Also, you can find a link to the IBT football family, which is our exclusive football community over there. You can get access to our analysts, our viewers, and entry into our memorabilia contest at no cost. So any questions you guys have, any conversations you want to have, we are available there for you. That is absolutely free to join right now. We also have a bunch of bonus contests that are free to join over on the entertainment betting family and the golf family as well, with the one and done competition, the Survivor League starting up. You're also going to get access to the IBT racing family over there. And if you upgrade, you're going to get our full betting cards and the touchdown call contest and many other great betting models we have out there for NASCAR, for PGA, and for entertainment. We're also in development right now of our NFL and college football betting models that we hope to have out to you next year as well. So a lot of fun stuff happening. $3.99 per month, $36 for the year if you want to upgrade. Also, easiest free way to support us, give this video a thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to keep rocking and rolling with us throughout the rest of the season and into next year as well. All that great stuff happening over there in the episode description, in-betweenmedia.com, in-betweenmedia.com/chat. That is where you can find the amazing Discord and everything we have going on over there as well. So let me know what questions you have this week. Let me know your best bets as well. We want to hear from you in the comments, and let's waste no more time and fire it up a little between bets action.
Between bets. Between bets.
All right, it's between bets. It's my top divisional round picks for you. I have 3 player props, and then I also have a money line play we're going to get to. But I want to start with the Rams, because the Rams were a team that I did think that game was going to be closer than the spread indicated last week. Was I willing to lay points with Bryce Young in the playoffs? Absolutely not. But I think the Rams now are set up for success, right? Because I thought if they face the Eagles, that might be a tough one for them. But now they're facing the Chicago Bears, and I really like to get invested with this game. This is my favorite game of the week from a betting standpoint. So my first bet that I'm locking in, already placed 2.5 units on this. Matthew Stafford over 266.5 passing yards, minus 111 at DraftKings. And look, I get that a lot of folks want to fade the Rams this week because, one, the Bears are kind of the hot new thing, right? I mean, what if the Bears won this game? I wouldn't be that surprised, right? I mean, we've seen these teams, specifically last year with the Washington Commanders, go on these Cinderella runs with these young quarterback and coach combinations. But I think a lot of people are fading them also because of the weather, right? They're LA folks. They're coming into the cold of Chicago. Well, newsflash, this forecast is not that bad, right? 21 degrees, 20% chance of snow at kickoff, 11-mile-per-hour winds. And those kind of unfamiliar with like how wind affects an NFL game and NFL quarterback, it is usually only going to be a key factor once it crosses that 15-mile-per-hour wind mark, right? And that's when it's going to start affecting at least NFL quarterbacks. If you're a younger quarterback, if you're in some lower level of college, maybe a 10 to 11-mile-per-hour wind gust could affect you. I don't think it will affect Stafford here. This is one of those guys who has maybe the best arm we've ever seen in football, at least in the modern era. This guy is an absolute cannon. He just threw for 304 yards last week. He has hit this passing yards marker in 6 of 8 playoff games with the Los Angeles Rams. He's averaging 299 yards per game. The only 2 times he didn't hit this mark was in blowout wins over the Cardinals on their way to that 2021 Super Bowl appearance and win, and also against the Vikings last year when they won and absolutely smoked them as well. So the Rams defense, it does not appear to be good enough to allow them to just blow out the Bears, to blow out Ben Johnson's offense. I do not think that's in the cards. I think this is kind of a back and forth, closer game. I still do think the Rams are going to win, but again, I want to be shocked if the Bears pulled this one out. But the Bears have allowed 3 straight quarterbacks to go over 300 yards. That's Brock Purdy, that's Jared Goff, that's Jordan Love as well. Stafford's playing at a higher level than all of those players right now. He has a better wide receiver core that is healthier than all of those players right now as well. So while you're going to get some cornerbacks back here for the Bears that came back last week and they are getting healthier, the secondary still isn't any better, right? Brisker and company in that safety room are still not playing any better as well. So I really want to attack them with Matthew Stafford. I think he's going to have a great week here overall, folks. And speaking of that studded wide receiver core that he has, give me Puka Nacua over 7.5 receptions, minus 109 at BetRivers as my second bet of the week. Because I'll be honest, I bet on Puka one time this season, and I got burned on it. He got hurt in that game. I lost a ton of units. So here's the hoping it won't happen again, right? If he gets hurt again in this game, you can just label me as a jinx. Because while Kyler Gordon did come back for the Bears, their nickel cornerback is still C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Their safeties, as I mentioned, Brisker, Baird, they're not playing super well either. And C.J. Gardner-Johnson, if he lines up against Puka at all in the slot, he's going to get toast. Like, Puka's only running about 25% of his snaps out of the slot. So whether he's in the slot or outside, I think he's going to feast in this one. Romeo Doubs last week, for reference, he had 11 targets for the Packers. He turned that into 125 yards. We saw 4 Packers wide receivers find the end zone in that game as well. Go back a week prior, week 18, what did the Lions do with really not a ton left on the line for them to play for? Well, we saw Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the most talented wide receivers in that Puka-esque tier, 15 targets, 11 receptions, 139 yards. J-Mo in that game also adds 6 for 74 on 8 targets. So I like Puka to go over 7.5 receptions here. I think it's a great number. Our friends over at Pittsburgh are giving us, specifically because Puka's hit this mark in 4 of his last 5 games. He also did this 5 games straight to open up the season. Got banged up a little bit, wasn't as effective during the middle part of the season. So in a do or die spot, give me Puka Doncic, baby, to go ahead and have a big game in this one. Also, this is one of my favorite bets of potentially the entire season that I'm going to go with as well. And it is my guy, Luther Burden, over 2.5 receptions, minus 116, boosted at DraftKings. I think it was a 30% boost I laid on this. So this was traditionally coming in around, I think, minus 150, minus 145, something in that range. So this is my biggest bet of the year so far, folks. I got 5 units down on this. And I'll be honest, I'm not a huge Luther Burden guy. I think he's still very much like someone who isn't winning on a ton of routes, still needs a lot of manufactured touches, but newsflash, they give him the manufactured touches. Caleb Johnson is finding this guy, or Caleb Williams, finding this guy as well. Since week 11, 8 games, we have seen Luther Burden averaging 6.1 targets, 4.3 receptions, and 60.3 receiving yards per game. That's half a season, folks. And he's also hit this over in 9 straight games. The Rams just allowed Jalen Coker, the slot wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers, to go over for 12 targets, 9 receptions, 134 yards. Coming into the playoffs, the Rams were a top 5 matchup over the last month for opposing wide receivers. That does not seem to have changed. I do not think their secondary is good enough to go out and win the Super Bowl. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's what's going to be stopping the Rams this year from making a Lombardi run. But the books are thinking the Bears will be trailing in this game, but it's still a game with the highest point total on the slate. So I want to be involved. I want to get invested. I'm proving that with my first 3 bets all coming in this game. I actually also parlayed this Stafford, this Puka, and this Luther Burden line, all 3 together. That got me plus 350 out there on, I believe I placed that on DK as well for, I think I was about a half a unit down on that, maybe a quarter of a unit. But another bet I really like this week is putting all those together. So those are my 3 player props. Again, that's Matthew Stafford, over 266.5 passing yards, minus 111 at DraftKings. And then, of course, Puka Nacua, over 7.5 receptions, minus 109 at BetRivers, the best number for that. And then Luther Burden, I got a loyalty boost, I think what it was for DraftKings, so I appreciate that. But they had a couple other boosts, like if you want to link your Discord or something like that. If you're already in Discord in the IBT family, it's not a bad way. I think they had a 75% boost or something. So good way to get invested here. Minus 116 at DraftKings, though, is what I got at, 5 units down for me. And here's another one of my best bets of the week. Definitely another one I'm laying a handful of units down. It's the New England Patriots on the money line, minus 170 at DraftKings against the Houston Texans. And I know you're probably saying, Seth, why drink the juice when you can just take them minus 110, ATS at that 3.5 number, even tease that down a little bit. But if you're teasing that down to 2.5 to get that key number, which is what I like to be locked into, it's still like 150, minus 150, 156. And this could be a 1-point game with how these teams are playing right now. But I think the Texans defense, I'm seeing a lot of love out there that they could make a Super Bowl run because of this. Like, their defense are game wreckers. I'm not taking anything away from Hunter, Will Anderson, that crew. They're awesome, man. However, I do not trust CJ Stroud, right? Suffered 3 turnovers, 3 sacks. Plus, there are multiple broken plays that could have turned into even more turnovers with the exchange from the center last week. I don't know what was the deal there. I just don't trust CJ Stroud in this spot. He's never won in the divisional round either. And I don't think Nico Collins is going to play in this game, right? He was carted off the field with the concussion. Plus, unlike the Steelers, the Patriots, they stopped the run at a top 6 clip. Whether it's been Milton Williams or any of these guys on the interior of the offensive line, they've been great at, really stuffing these opposing running backs. So I don't think they're going to be able to move the ball with Woody Marks and with Nick Chubb as effectively as they did last week in Pittsburgh. So I just don't see a way they can win this game unless Drake May just comes out and absolutely poops his pants. And I don't think Drake May, who also in this, NFL MVP conversation, is going to poop his pants. I think they have a great game plan up there. I think Josh McDaniels coaching offense right now, an all-time high level. If there's anyone that wants to stick it to some other teams around the league, it's Josh McDaniels, right? This is a guy who, fired from a couple head coaching jobs before. He's back at it in the Boston area. So I love what the Patriots are doing. You know me, I was super high on Drake May. I took him almost in every league I had the opportunity to this year. So I'm going to drink the juice with the Pats winning this week. This would also solidify what was my prediction earlier before these playoffs started. That's going to be Bills and Patriots in the AFC Championship game. That's going to be one hell of a run there too. And I got that Bills Super Bowl ticket in that I can hedge off as well. So that's going to be really, really fun as well. So those are my bets there. And before we get to my touchdown calls, let's update the leaderboard. Again, if you guys want to get invested with us, well, it's a little too late, but you can always come back and play with us next year. Join the IUT football family, $3.99 per month to get you in this contest, and you're going to win a sweet free plaque from our friends over at Dynasty Decks. If you guys haven't checked out dynastydecks.com yet, this is a great way to memorialize your leagues, any tournaments you have, like basketball tournaments, March Madness tournaments, anything happening, golf tournaments like we have over here at the IBT Classic, Dynasty Decks just does a great job because, folks, I broke my championship trophy a couple years ago on the way to the league and the league draft. And then I also lost like the running list of past winners and team names. So it was a disaster. I feel terrible about it. We got that all sorted out though, because of our friends over there at Dynasty Decks, but we're not just sending a plaque to the winner, right? You can keep that forever. You don't have to move it back and forth. No shipping, nothing like that. So Dynasty Decks, make sure you're checking them out. And on the touchdown leaderboard contest, I finally got in second place of this thing. I was within 3 of my boy Trav. I got 0 last week. Trav had 2 more. He's up to 32. I'm at 27. Rob now on my heels once again at 26. James at 25. And then there's a bit of a tier break, right? A bit of a tier break here. I actually needed to move Eric Romoff up. He has finally made it to the left side of the board with 22 once again. Steve, Trash Sandwich, coming in with 21 apiece. Ben on that 19 grind, and Jake with 17 as well. So that is the updated leaderboard. Only a couple weeks left of that. So excited to see if anyone can track down our friend Trav. He's been so sharp on these TD calls all season long. And I'm going to keep it simple, stupid, right? KISS here, KISS for my touchdown calls. The first one's going to be Luther Burden. I gave you the stats since week 8. He's also been finding himself in the red zone a lot as well. At 3-1 at FanDuel, I think it's worth a play. 0.4 per unit is what I have down on this. So I love the Luther Burden on the anytime touchdown call. Also, give me a little Puka Nacua action on the anytime touchdown, minus 110 in DraftKings. 4 straight weeks with the touchdown. 5 of the last 6 weeks he has scored. He has scored 8 times in that span. And as noted, the Bears, they allowed touchdown to 4 Packers wide receivers last week. Again, I just love this game. I'm getting overly invested. So what? This is going to be a fun one. It's either all or nothing for me in Chicago on Sunday night. I'm going Puka on that anytime touchdown. I'm going Luther Burden on the anytime touchdown as well, folks. Now, let's go ahead and let's round out the program with our PropDecks lineup as well. So this has been a really fun tournament that we put together over at our friends PropDecks platform. PropDecks is a great platform. You actually can build a fantasy football lineup based on player props alone. And updating the leaderboard after week 1, he's not even here to celebrate in it. But our guy, Steve Lawson, at the top of the board, he went super aggressive on his plays. He came in right now 11-0 on the calls last week. So congratulations to Steve. What an absolute gainer of a week for him. My other co-host, Jake Perry, over there with 134.5. Right behind him at 0.2 of a point difference is our guy, Rob, as well, who does a lot of our Survivor and entertainment betting coverage over here at IBT. Timbo Slicey in 4th place with 112. I'm right now sitting in 5th. I feel pretty good about that. I went pretty conservative, 7-4 on my prop picks. Last week, Saquon Barkley came through for me. Pat Fryermuth. Muth, what are you doing for me? Muth totally screwed me over last week, guys. I thought I was going to have a big one with Muth coming in on Monday night. Him and Nico Collins just kind of ruined it. I was a perfect 7-0 going into that spot and then just got drubbed on Monday night. So that was a bummer. We also got Sans coming in here at 6th place. We got Jay Braun in 7th. We got Payne Poff and 8th. We got Joe Frick, my boy, my fellow Pittsburgh Steelers fan. He not such a great week for Joe. He's in 9th. We got Snag, our boy James here with 42.2 points. Trav coming in at 11th with 10.1. Trav's not good at everything, apparently. Not so good at the prop decks here in the first week. But I don't think anyone was the biggest loser other than our friend Ben. 0-11. He had the Aaron Rodgers play, as you can see in there. Oh, that's a tough go. Tough go for you, Ben. He has a 0. But look, folks, this is still available to join right now. You have a chance to catch up with us. Go to in-betweenme.com/chat. You can join the contest right now. Still giving away to the first place winner, and none of our IBT folks can win this. So Steve, Jake Perry, the guys on top, they can't win this. I don't care what they say. $200 Fanatics gift card, signed Zach Evans Ole Miss Rebels jersey for the 2nd place contender, and 3rd place a free spot in Draft Night Out 2026 in Canton, Ohio, baby. In-betweenme.com/chat for that. And I'm going to give you my lineup this week because I'm just like that. I'm just trying to give all the goods out to the fine people. Again, conservative approach for me, because if we can get the 5 for 5 bonus, we can get 250 points. Here we go, though, with my plays. Matthew Stafford over that same passing yardage mark. That's going to give me 17.5 points here on PropDecks for that 266.5 mark. I'm also going Christian McCaffrey. Again, this is like a really juiced number out there on sportsbooks. You can't really bet it without getting in like almost the minus 200 numbers. But I have Christian McCaffrey in the RB slot, over 5.5 receptions for 12.5 points. I also have Puka Nacua in there for over 7.5 receptions. Like I said earlier, I don't think he's going to have a lot of yards. So 80.5 yards as well. Puka's a big time scorer for me at 24.1 potential points. At tight end, I don't like a lot of tight ends this week in the slate, if I'm being honest with you folks, but I'm going to go back to my old ways. I tried to target Pat Freiermuth against Houston, who had been a really susceptible team to tight ends. And Hunter Henry, 2.5 receptions. He's a guy who's still playing for a potential contract in the future as well. So over 2.5 will give me 10.1 points. And then rushing and receiving touchdowns, I think he can find the end zone this one. 23.2 points, 33 points. That would get me in total. So he's kind of like my thumper, right? Like if I don't get Hunter Henry, it is what it is. It's not going to kill me at all. I still can get 70 points from this lineup. I still feel very confident. And then Luther Burn the third, 2.5 receptions, 13.4 points. So again, I just want to go conservative here a little bit. I'm not adding a lot of legs to the parlays like you can do on PropDecks because I'm a more like mildly aggressive bettor, right? And that's the great thing about PropDecks, folks, is you can play and build your fantasy lineups like you do your actual betting cards. And that's what I like to do here. And that's how I like to play this. So again, super conservative for me. I'm drinking some juice on a couple props, but I love this. Is probably my favorite betting card I've put together all week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. That is going to do it for us, though, on the In Between Fantasy Football podcast. If you've rode with me this long, first of all, thank you so much for the support. I really, really appreciate everything you guys do to continue to help us, fuel us over here at IBT. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. We have fantasy football and NFL betting coverage for you every single week, no matter the offseason. We'll still be back with you. College football betting, NASCAR betting, PGA betting, entertainment betting, all to help you cash more, to enjoy the ride along the way. Also, be sure to check out in-betweenmedia.com for some dope written content and join the Discord for free right now and get invested with that postseason prop deck contest. You can still join right now at in-betweenmedia.com/chat. I'm Seth Wilcock. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. Enjoy the divisional round and keep it in between until next time.